right. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. I greet you in the name of our Lord Jesus. I'd like you to watch this video. It's out there in the internet. The news is everywhere. How a girl was lured into her death by a so-called friend who asked her to come and pose as a girlfriend to a guy in a purported party, an alleged party that was going to be held on a certain night. While she got there, she never returned alive. Now, this said person who she allegedly went to meet happened to be a pastor's son, pastor of a white garment church. Now, the story, there is a twist around the story, but I'd like you to listen to this video. Please watch, and you can do your words a favor, because I cannot understand how often, these girls would not listen. So many girls' lives have been wasted in this form. Suddenly in our world, we began to hear something like hookup, you see. Now, traveling from your place to go and meet a total stranger, someone you never knew. For what? For money. Recently, we were bombarded with the story of two women, one of them married. Even with the approval of her husband, they left Ghana for Nigeria to come and do hookup business for 1 million naira. And if they have been found, maybe they were found this morning. Now, so many lives like that have been wasted. This one was killed and dumped on a dump site. And people only found how at the stage where her body started posing. Now, I will round off at the end of the video. This story was done by True Crime Daniels. So credit to the young man. Please listen and learn. You will do well to share this video with young girls around you. God bless you. See you at the end of the video.
You are welcome to the End Time Truth Television, the channel for the lovers of truth, for the truth of the end time. So if you are a lover of truth, give us a subscription and God bless you. Shalom.
Guys, we need to talk about the story of a TikTok girl whose body was found in a dump site in Ilorin after it was said she had gone to a hangout with a young man by the name of Happiness Adebayo. Now, put in mind that Mojisola was a student of Kwara State College of Health Technology and she was already done with school. In fact, this incident happened 3 weeks after she signed out after her last paper. And just when she was preparing for her convocation, it was said she got a phone call on the 9th of August from a friend named Timi Lane, who told her of a party that was happening in Ilorin and also told her of a boy who was in need of a girlfriend to pose for that party. Now, Mojisola did not know who this guy was. It was this said friend, Timi Lane, that called her and connected her to the guy, who is named to be Mr. Adebayo Happiness. Now, from what we are hearing, when Adebayo connected to Mojisola, they began talking to understand what the whole situation was, to understand what she was coming to do at the party. And from what her friends could recollect, Adebayo offered to pay Mojisola 15,000 naira so she could come over to Ilorin to pose as his girlfriend for that party that they were going to. And Mojisola took up the offer because it made sense. Now, a lot of people have criticized her for taking 15k or for selling a life shot for 15k, but there is something I need you people to understand before we move on. A little backstory from what we could gather. Shola came from a struggling home. She's not from a well-to-do home. Her mom was said to be a cleaner and she struggled to pay her school fees through school, and most of the time she herself helped finance her education till the very end. So this was a girl who was pretty much trying to make ends meet. And given now that she's done with school, 15,000 naira is not something that she was going to throw away. Now, a little background on the guy she was going to meet. Allegedly, the said Mr. Adebayo Happiness is a pastor's son, a notable pastor's son in Ilorin who seemed to be well-to-do or maybe better to do than Mojisola. And the Timi Lane girl who connected the both of them goes to the same church as the Adebayo guy. And that was how she knew him, to connect him to a pretty beautiful girl like Mojisola. So in my mind, this seemed like a safe bet. If Mojisola was somebody who was maybe meeting guys for money or was trying to make ends meet, knowing who this guy is and knowing that his father is a pastor seemed like something that she would be more safe with. He seemed like a safe option to me. To anyone, a pastor's son who is well-to-do and is offering 15k to, pose as his girlfriend at a party, it makes sense. There is really nothing fishy here if you ask me. This is a trap. If it was a trap, that that anybody could have fallen for. Growing up, we're told by our parents, don't make bad friends, don't make bad friends. And when you come with a friend whose father is a pastor, that friend is treated like gold. So this seemed like a safe bet. A lot of people criticizing her. I think anybody would have fallen for this, if you ask me. First of all, 15K seems rational. It's not over the head 100K or 2 million. It makes sense like, okay, this is something that he could pay. Then second of all, he's a pastor's son who he most likely doesn't have a girlfriend and needed to go to a party to show off and needed a pretty girl by his side. And Mojisola was an option who was connected to him by somebody who attended his church. So this arrangement seemed perfect until it wasn't anymore. So it's not clear if it was the day they spoke that the party was supposed to hold, but it was believed that around the 9th of August, that was when Mojisola went to meet Adebayo to go to the party in Ilorin. She had dressed up, she had told her friend, she had told her roommate, a girl named Blessing, all about the movement. So this was going to go well, apparently. But when she got to meet Adebayo at the hotel in Ilorin, she realized there and then that there was no party and it was just her and the said guy. It's unclear who else was there, but somewhere along the line it was said that Mojisola texted her roommate Blessing that there is no party and she's uncomfortable right there with this said boy. And that was everything she said. And that was the last thing she said to her friend. And that was the last thing anyone heard from her. Apparently, her friend tried reaching out to her, trying to call her phone, but she wasn't taking her calls. And over time, people stopped hearing from her. August 9 passed, August 10th, August 11th, and nobody had heard from Mojisola. She was not taking her calls. And it was believed that the young man himself was already back to his school, was back to his campus, and was going on about his day. Since the girl did not go to his school, I can believe nobody had to question him there, where is the girl you went with? But it was believed that Timileyin got some heat because she was the one who connected Mojisola to Adebayo. And it was also possible that she too was reaching out to Adebayo to ask where Mojisola was, which I would assume she never got a response. However, on the 12th of August 2024, it was said a group of workers passing by in Aleniboro area of Ilorin found the body of a young woman in a dump site, already at the early stage of decomposition. Her body was so swollen that some people assumed she was most likely pregnant, which people say was not the case. The police were soon involved and the body was recovered and soon later identified to be the missing Mojisola Awesu. And the police also noticed that there were traces of blood around her left ear canal. I don't know what that suggests, but I'm sure that is supposed to mean something. Now, it did not take long before she was tied to Adebayo happiness because everybody starts to spill. Her friends start to talk. The Temileyin girl was also taken by the police and she starts to spill. And quickly, as fast as it can be, Mr. Adebayo Happiness was also arrested. Although his picture has not been released publicly by the police, people on the internet were able to dig him up. But it did not end there. Not only did they find him out of the internet, it was also said that other people aside him were involved. And it turned out that his father, a pastor, may have been arrested along with his mother, allegedly. Because right now, unconfirmed sources are claiming, people are speaking on the internet. Now, remember, this is not confirmed. This is not yet have been said by the police. But people who are close to the story, people who are on the internet, people who are familiar with these people are saying that the boy had allegedly confessed that it was his father, a pastor, who sent him to use the girl for money rituals. But this is unconfirmed. When you go through the boy's father's Facebook page and their church pages, you can now see little by little people are commenting that this man is a ritualist, that people are going to the church of a ritualist. Somebody is also posting the picture of the late Mojisola. So people have already started figuring out this is the man and this is the family. And this is the narrative that is going surrounding the death of Mojisola. So far, as at the time of recording this video, the police have not given us any more updates on the news. These are just people saying as regards the money ritual narrative. Where the police stop is that the boy has been arrested and they are investigating. They don't know what the killing is about. They don't know why he killed her. Now, there's also another side of the story that claims that he may have killed her at the hotel, but he was not the one who dumped her body at the dump site where it was found. The hotel where they lodged is also under fire for most likely tampering with the deceased body. They are saying that she may have been killed in a hotel and the boy ran away. And then the hotel manager see her and see the dead girl. Rather than call the police, they themselves disposed of her so that it will not be associated with their name. But this is not the first time we see people pass in hotel and their body getting disposed of. Hotels, I don't know. I wish hotels can learn from this. It's unethical. It's going to most likely damage business for you more than you think it would if you got away with disposing of someone who passes in your hotel room. A lot of crimes are committed in hotels, a lot of them. But when it comes to the case of, as a hotel owner, somebody's body is found in your hotel room, call the police. The moment you touch the body to try to dispose it, you're most likely going to be held responsible for her death. If this boy self is even smart, if this boy gets a lawyer, he can simply blame it on the hotel. He can easily blame the death of this girl on the hotel. He can easily claim that he left her alive at the hotel. That if anything had happened to her, it's somebody from the hotel. And that is something that he could probably claim and get away with murder. So I don't know why hotels always like to complicate situations like this. Just call the police. Let the police see and, find evidence to pin it on this boy who may have done the killing. Looking at her body alone is hard to tell what may have happened. It's hard to tell if she was strangled, poisoned, beaten. It's not clear what the situation might have been. A mobile phone was not found with her. There are sources claiming that it may have been taken by the boy. Now, I saw a post on the boy's father's, the pastor's, their church page. Somebody posted something in relative to the wife of the accused boy, saying that she threw away a phone. I don't know what this means. I want to guess this is somebody close to the sources, close to the story. And I want to assume whatever she meant by throwing phone away, it meant that maybe the boy must have said that, the mom helped him hide the whole thing and helped him get rid of the phone of the girl. Is it also possible that this boy is also a psychopath? Maybe because there are claims that when he got back to his own lodge in his school, after leaving the girl in the hotel or after killing the girl, he came home or he came to school with a brand new phone. He came back with a brand new phone and started showing it off. Could that be the case? Did he kill this girl to steal her phone? Did he kill this girl to rob her? And then when things got bad, he went to his parents and his parents, decided to try to cover it all by throwing the phone away so that it will not be pinned on him and stuff like that. Could that be, that's what I'm trying to get from this comment in the father's post, saying that the boy's mother threw the phone away or threw a phone away. I'm assuming that is what is going to play out. I'm trying to picture it that the boy killed this girl, stole from her, and then eventually, when he could not get away with it, ran to his parents, told them the truth, and rather than turn him in to the police, the mother tried to play Viola Davis, and now she is involved in all of this, as well as the pastor. I don't know, when it comes to money ritual, people are saying the father, who is a man of God, is now being accused of using the son to find this girl so that they could use her for ritual for the church. We've seen that narrative a lot of times. It's kind of like the regular narrative, especially when it involves a wealthy person or a man of God. We assume any death in their church or any death relating to them might be some sort of ritual. People believe it, but I don't think so. I feel like if the father wanted to do money ritual, he could easily do it in a way where it wouldn't be so easy for the boy to be caught. This looks like something that was stupid and careless in the boy's path. I'm assuming the girl did not want to sleep with him. I'm assuming the girl felt betrayed because she eventually figured that there was no party. And she also agreed that she was coming to pose as a girlfriend. And maybe when she got to the hotel, remember, she texted her roommate, blessing, that she's uncomfortable, that there is no party. This looks like a setup. This looks like something that was not the plan. So if that was what she sent to her friend, I want to imagine what it was like for her in that moment, in that hotel room with this boy who had promised to give her 15K to pose as a girlfriend. Rather than say he wanted to do short time or have sex or something, and maybe that was not what the girl agreed to do, I'm trying to imagine she most likely turned his advances down and opted to go back home. Or maybe also opted to get her 15K back. Like, excuse me, you say you're going to give me 15K to pose as a girlfriend. Now there is no party. Can I get my money back? And things could have gotten violent. But it's not really clear. I'm not sure. She was most likely strangled. It's possible. Or she was most likely beaten or poisoned or drugged. It's still not clear. I don't know. The police have not given us anything. From the picture I saw, it was hard to tell. Because I would like for the boy to be paraded. Thank God he's an adult. I would like for him to be given an opportunity to tell the world what he did and why he did what he did. I don't think it's ritual. His father could do that all by himself. And his father's church is already booming from what I hear. So does the man really need to do rituals? I think it's just a careless act from a pastor's son. You know, these pastor's children, some of them are the worst. They are some of the sportest people. If that's a word, they are some of the sportest people. Probably he had done something and felt bad and did not want his reputation to, because he knows that if anything happens to him or words get around that he was found with a girl in a hotel, this could damage his father's perfect holiness image. Could that be one of the reasons why he did what he did? Or could it really be that his father sent him to do it for ritual purposes? Or did he do it to steal from her, rob her, and then it only backfired? A lot of people in our school has taken to the streets and started the hashtag justice for Mojishola. But here's the thing, this thing happened way back on the 12th of August. But the police are only making a statement on the 20th of August, over a week now. So I don't know why they kept it for so long. Maybe they were investigating. Maybe it took a while for them to find the boy. We don't know. Maybe he tried to run, tried to escape. I can imagine that's the whole situation. But he was eventually caught, arrested. I think his father and mother also are in custody too. Because from what it looks like, that is what I'm getting. Unless he and other students did it, then it's most likely that this is a pastor family affair. Another scenario could be also that since this man is an influential man of God, they could also find a way to lessen the press around the story and fix the narrative in a way where even if the son is going to go down for killing the girl, it may not affect the father or the church. It may just be a pastor's son who did something bad. But that's not the narrative.
Well, in as much as we will leave it at the level of allegation, alleged, but this is not the first time we are hearing things like this. Now, there have been stories, for instance, the one that used her, I don't know how I will call it now, the woman who happens to be her member and he was sleeping with the woman. Now, she was the same person that he provided for those of his friends that came to do the rituals for him. They murdered the woman and buried her in the church, Pastor. So many people have been destroyed this way. So I'm going to remain calm until the story develops. Let us know and understand whether eventually the father of this Sunday happens to be the one who instigated this. Now, again, it comes down to our young girls. Slow it down. Today, it is heartbreaking that money has assumed some form of position that is unhealthy in the lives of the youth, in the hearts of the youth. Now, today, women, make their choices. Girls make their choices of partners based on being a Yahoo boy or whatever. Now, it is no longer, there is nothing again that money is the language now, both boys and girls of this generation. So you are looking at this generation, you are asking yourself, where is the hope of tomorrow? A lot of girls have been destroyed because they have been lured into this kind of nonsense with money. The other day I was reading a story of a woman who was in a pub. She came there with her friend, and somebody came around, talked to her, approached her, and verbally told her what he would want her to do for him. In fact, he wanted a threesome, and the threesome, before you could say Jack Robinson, he had wired her 500,000 naira, and again another 500,000 naira, making it to 1 million naira, and she was swept off her feet. The next thing was that she followed a total stranger to the house. Guess what? She was going to do threesome with snakes, not with human beings. Accepting to even do threesome is something, is enough. Not to talk of now the people that she was going to sleep with, going to be snake. And she was in the house, and once she got in the room, the door was locked. So these are the stories. Every day we have this kind of stories. Why would our girls not curtail their appetite? And unfortunately, we have some unreasonable mothers, irresponsible mothers that are even aiding their daughters to prostitute themselves, sell themselves, no matter the excuses you think you have. You see, when eventually you have made that money, you think it was because of money you are doing this thing, you will eventually realize it was not because of money after all. Mothers will be in their presence, their daughters would be going naked online because they are making money from it. They don't care. These are the days that a man will sleep with, mother and daughter just for money. In fact, it is shameful. It is shameful. Let's know what you think about it. Now, once again, I want you to understand whether the pastor is involved or not, but we want to clarify these things, that pastors who are involved in these things are not pastors of the Church of Christ. They are pastoring for Satan. They took appointment from Satan, and they are just executing what the devil has given to them dutifully. They are not from Christ. Mind you, they are not from Christ. So they are not part of us. They don't belong to the church. God bless you. See you in the next video. Till then, from me too.